Everybody, in this video we're going to show you some nuances of how Canvas on an iPad works. It's a little bit different than what you're going to see in the web version. We're going to notice that down here at the bottom we're going to have the Canvas student app icon that's in the dock. It's going to look like a white circle with the Canvas logo. It's going to open up. We're going to click on Find My School. We're going to type in Fredonia KS. Easy way to remember this is it's just like what's in the address for Canvas. It's just like what's in your email address. It's just like what's in the district home site webpage. So we're going to click Go, and we're going to just sign into a test student account. So we're going to go ahead and just pop in the username here real quick, and we'll pop in the password. And we'll hit log in. Upon logging in, the screen's going to show you courses along the left-hand side that the student's enrolled in. You're going to see that there's an open area along the right-hand side where the information is going to be displayed. As you start to select on the courses, you're going to see that you have navigation links down at the bottom. So you can see right now we're on the dashboard. We have the calendar, the to-do list, the notifications, the inbox. We're going to edit the dashboard real quick. So we click the edit button, and then we just star what we want to show, and we hit done. So we didn't actually do anything with the courses. They're all still there. They're just hidden. Only what's starred is going to show on the dashboard. So that's a great way for teachers and students to clean up that dashboard. We're going to click on calendar, and we see that we have the calendar, the days at the top. We see that we have the links. We have the due dates with the time. We have the points that they're worth. We have the direct links so you can see how you can switch between different days and see things that are going on. See, now we have the to-do list. We click on that at the bottom, and that gives you your to-do list. This again is going to be direct links. It's going to have your due date, the time. It's going to have the point value that they're worth. The notifications, again at the bottom, are going to be linked to anything that you get back from the student, or that you get as the student get back from the teacher. Any assignment notifications, things were graded, things were added, and so on. Feedback was left, things along those lines. So you're going to want to check notifications pretty often. Inbox is going to be where the inner Canvas mail system works. So if you're communicating with a teacher or teacher's communicating with a student, you're going to see those messages start to appear there. We're going to go back to the dashboard now. We're going to start to dive into our Canvas Topics course. So we'll just go ahead and click on that. We see that the modules start to appear along the right-hand side, and then the navigation that we would see on the website appears on the left-hand side. You can see that those module headers can be expanded and contracted just by clicking on those. So if you see that they're contracted and you want to expand them, you can expand one at a time so you can navigate pretty easily. So up at the top, we're going to notice that we have this little bi-directional arrow. Anytime that that's clicked, it's going to expand to full screen, or it's going to contract back to the split screen so that it shows the navigation on the left-hand side. We've got the back button in the upper left as well, so we can navigate back and forth. We're going to jump in. So here we would just be going through the Getting Started module. We can click the Next at the bottom as we go through and see all of the different features. We see the contact information. We see the page details. Okay, next what we're going to look at is some information with how to work with PDFs and Google Forms in terms of how it would work on an iPad, and some real simple processes that you can work with. So we're going to go down to Module 4 Basics, and we're going to find this assignment that says do worksheet, or do complete this worksheet, sorry. And we're going to look at the directions here. It says click on the worksheet that's linked below, write your answers on the worksheet, take a screenshot of your worksheet and submit the screenshot. So we've got that linked PDF that we put in here. We're going to go ahead and jump full screen and then just click on that, and it automatically opens up into an editable PDF right inside of Canvas. And you can see that I've put in some answers on previously, so I would go through and I can go back and forth, and those answers are saved. In the upper right, you're going to see that there's a little edit button. It looks like a little fountain pen in this particular version, so when clicked, that opens up your tools, and you have a bunch of different tools that you can use to actually annotate this PDF. We're just going to click on this third one, which is the pen tool, and we're going to click on the color, and we're going to go ahead and start changing so we could switch the different colors. We can see that we can change the thickness of the lines. And then we can go ahead and start writing directly on this. So we can go ahead and start picking up wherever we left off. You're going to notice that that might be a little hard to write on. So we're going to go ahead and just use the undo button. So we would just use that fourth button up that looks like the backwards. And then we're going to just pinch and zoom in so we have a little bit more area to write with. This is going to be handy, especially if you're finding that it's a little cumbersome to get really detailed marks. So we can just zoom in and out using the standard pinch method that everybody's familiar with working with touchscreen devices. So there's plenty of space there so that they could show their work. And once we go through and finish editing all of this worksheet, we would just take a screenshot of it by pressing the power and the home button at the same time. What that's going to do is that's going to put a copy of the image into the photo roll or the library on the device, so that makes sure that the student has a nice archived copy of it, just in case something happens, just in case they lose the work. It's just a kind of a handy layer of security and backup for everybody involved there. So taking that screenshot again is just as easy as pressing the power button and the home button at the same time. The screen will flash, and you'll probably hear a little shutter sound, and then you'll see a little notification pops up that says screenshot was saved to the photo library. So once that's done, the process is pretty simple. There we see the screen flash. We jump back out and we hit submit assignment. Excuse me. And then we go ahead and we go to the library. We find the picture we want to submit. Notice that it's highlighted once it's selected. And then we go ahead. Once we've got it selected, we hit the submit button. This screen may vary a little bit depending upon the version of Canvas that's on your device, depending upon which version of iOS that it's running. But once you've got the picture selected, you hit the submit button. It's going to submit it. It's going to pop up a little notification at the top that says successfully submitted. Again, there at the top, you're going to see where it has a little check mark. It's going to say submitted August 27th, 2020 at 6:53 a.m. They do have the resubmit option down at the bottom, so they can resubmit that if they wanted to. So we can say that that image is submitted. So again, that gives you just a real simple way to work with that PDF annotation and turning it in. Next, we're going to go ahead and look at embedding Google Forms, and we're going to jump down to Module 3, integrating third-party services, since Google's technically a third-party service. And this isn't really going to dive into the process of creating Google Forms. If you want help with that, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help you with that process and how to actually create them and set them up. It's a pretty simple process, and I suspect that most people are pretty familiar with this. We're going to jump down, and we're going to look at these examples of embedded Google Form assignments that are put in here. We're going to jump full screen. I encourage you to put these in assignments so you can still leave grades and feedback inside of Canvas, even though the submission will be going to that Google form over in your Google account. So we're going to go open this up. Here we just have a sample Google form that was embedded, and it just shows a lot of the different control types. So as we start to scroll through here, we're able to go ahead and just see that we have several different options. We're able to rotate the screen. I do apologize that the screen rotates on its side for you guys in this video, but you're able to see the idea of what the rotated screen would look like, and you can see how they have a little bit more room to go back and fill that out. So we'll jump back over here and we'll jump into the second option. Here this is with an embedded image. So we've got this form, we'll jump down, we'll put in our name, we'll see the instructions, and the student will be able to read the instructions. They'll be able to type directly onto this Google form without jumping over into the website. So they'll go ahead and read the directions. They'll scroll down, they'll study the picture. They may talk about that real quick with somebody else in the classroom. They may talk about that real quick with their parent, older brother, older sister, younger sister, grandparents. They may talk a little bit about, okay, the emotional connection, symbolism that's associated with it, the overall design. They may talk about logos in general. Then they just click in and they can start typing their answer. So they would go ahead and just start typing. And once they've got their image all typed out, they hit the submit button, and you can see how it has the feedback that your response has been recorded. So another option would be how you could actually embed a worksheet directly into this. So if you wanted to embed a worksheet, if you wanted to work with a PDF file, the process would be pretty simple. There is one additional step that you would want to do on your laptop. You're going to actually open that PDF file in Preview, and then you're going to go to File Export, and you're going to choose the PDF to JPEG or PNG option. So you're going to be converting it from a PDF to either a JPEG or a PNG file, and then you would be able to add that JPEG or PNG file to your Google form. And then students can look at the worksheet and they can just type their answers right there at the bottom. So again, this gives you some additional options for how you can create interactions with Canvas, with Google Forms, with worksheets, with PDF files, and shows you how it is a little bit different on an iPad versus what it looks like on a website. It's really important that you know the differences, even though you most likely do a lot of your work on the website. It would be very handy for you to install the Canvas Student app on your phone or your tablet, and also the Canvas Teacher app on your phone or tablet, so that you can start to really see those interfaces and understand how those work and the differences there if you're working with students with an iOS iPad. If you have any questions, please let me know. And as always, have a great day.